Each one of these lights represents individuals who have passed. Each one of these lights represents someone that stood for us. Each one of these lights represents a war that, in my opinion, should never have happened. It doesn't diminish the men and women who decided to fight and who took up arms for our freedom. But I have got to believe that there is a better way. I have got to believe that these imaginary lines that we draw on a map and then say, this is mine and that's yours, have got to be erased. I watched as the flames rose inside the outer glass and the outer base, and I couldn't help but think, isn't that always the case with war? It always grows out of hand. It always turns into something that we didn't expect. It always becomes explosive. It always becomes dangerous. It always becomes life-threatening and love-threatening and God-threatening. If there is only one presence and one power in the world, and it is God, I don't believe that that one presence and that one power ever decided or desired war. I don't think that one presence or that one power ever desired hate. I don't think the imaginary lines were drawn by God. I believe it is a human instinct and a human need and a human call to divide and separate. I think the power of God only brings us together. I think that a single tea light lit wrong can start a bonfire. And I think a bonfire can burn down an entire forest. Just like the single intention of hate can sponsor a group of hate. And that group of hate can then flourish and become a state of hate. I believe it's the same way with even the smallest fear. That when we light it and we give power to it, it gives the opportunity for that fear to blossom and to grow. And that fear can turn into a group of people that fear other groups of people. It can turn into countries and nations that fear other nations. But I believe there's got to be that single spark first. That single ounce of light, that single glimmer of a spark. What spark will you be today? Will you be the spark of love? Will you be the spark of light? Will you be the flame of good? Will you be the flame of abundance? Or will you continue to fuel hate and loss and lack and frustration and not enoughness? Today we celebrate Memorial Day. We celebrate those who stood. We celebrate each and every light that was extinguished. We celebrate the end of darkness. Because as you lit a light, you have the opportunity to change the dialogue. You have the opportunity to change the narrative. You have the opportunity to be reminded that your light matters. You have the opportunity of knowing that your light may speak the light of a volume or a group of people. You have the opportunity of realizing that where there is darkness, you are needed to create the light. Yes, brave men and women stood for our freedom. But today I'm asking you to stand for our freedom as well. I'm asking you to lay down hate, to lay down fear, to lay down lack, to light up love and light up hope and light up faith and light up strength. I'm asking you to stand in your will and stand in your understanding. I'm asking you to eliminate that which needs to be eliminated and to give power to those things that deserve power. In unity, we say thoughts held in mind produce of their crime. What thoughts are being held in your mind? And are the thoughts that are being held actually keeping you held? Keeping you captive? Keeping you prisoner? Yes, these brave men and women gave their lives. They gave their human lives, but their spiritual lives live on forever. So if your human life is feeling challenged today, I invite you to remind yourself of your spiritual life. And don't let one extinguish the other. Don't let your human life extinguish your spiritual life. Because when you do that, what did all these men and women fight for? What are you fighting for? Can you say that with me? What am I fighting for? Can you say that with me? What am I fighting for? Louder. What am I fighting for? Who am I fighting for?
Who am I fighting for?
What am I willing to lay down today?
What am I willing to lay down today?
How do I honor those who came before me?
How do I honor those who came before me?
And honor those who are yet to come.
And honor those that are yet to come.
Those are questions only you can answer. And each one of those answers is in the silence. Each one of those answers is within the God that is within you. Each one of those answers is waiting to be revealed by that Christ consciousness that is you. Each one of those answers is simply a voice away. And that voice is your voice. If you lit a candle and you understand what that candle means,